Gather round, friends, new and old, and welcome to the POWWOW podcast. I'm your host, David, and sitting across from me is
Philip.
Philip, the digital Philip.
Yes.
And welcome to the POWWOW podcast. We've got a fun episode, as we do every week, we like to think. Phil, how you doing?
I'm doing nice and warm here by the fire, the crackling embers that warm me to the cockles of my heart. I'm doing excellent. How about you, David?
I am good. I'm good.
No,
I've been doing
you're
well.
doing phenomenal. I finally gotten you in. I finally pulled you into my little dirty, grubby world of sports, and I think I've got a hold of you now. After this week, I will have you for life, and I
Phil
love it.
Phil has very unfortunately uh dragged me down into the dark recesses of the
The
world of
depths of hell.
gambling and yes, so I have I've won some and I've lost some this week, Phil, but overall I believe I am a winner.
Yes.
And yeah, here we are.
Yes, absolutely. Beyond that, we also have fantasy, which is going well. Again, these are just the things that entertain
These are
us in the
just
beginning,
boring things that no one else probably cares about,
and
but
I can't blame them either. So I will move forward to another thing. Around here, for some reason, the house that we are encapsulated in, they've been working on the roof for like the past 2 weeks, and they're still doing it. Luckily today, though, today was a rain day, so you shouldn't be able to hear it on the podcast, but I felt like I should say it just in case you hear it later on, just in case that happens. But that's been
I
something
was
that's been
thinking,
waking me up.
why would anything, like, it's like 10:30 at night. Why would anyone be working? But it's not. It's 10:30 at
Yes,
night for me.
yes, it is. Yes.
You're just so beautiful that I think you're actually sitting right in front of me.
Likewise, my friend. Likewise. How was your week?
Ups and downs as per always. I'm just I'm in the grind trying to make money. I'm saving up, gambling some to try to make more, and that's that's all I'm willing to say.
Have you considered the prospect of selling your body? Has that reached it? Have we reached that desperation
No,
point?
not yet. Not
Not
yet.
not
Give it a
yet.
week. Give it a week. Inspired by my newfound addiction of gambling, we thought we'd talk about addictions, and we're
Yes.
going to try our very best not to go too dark with this because it could go that way. We've certainly
Yes.
had episodes in the past that unexpectedly just take a turn, and we end up getting real serious. But we'd like to keep it out of that realm for this week. We're going to start out, I think, by talking about some fun. I don't know if we'll call it fun, but like interesting, crazy addictions that we found from around the world. Phil, do you wanna go first?
Yes, after we define what addiction means to us. After
Of course, of course.
let's see if yours differs from mine in any way, but I feel it's fair that we just describe what we would contextually describe addiction to be. For me, it's addiction or addicted is someone who has a propensity towards something or doing something that they could live without or change with reason, but they consistently refuse to. Of course, there's drugs, but like some things as fast food counts, as well as many other things that we will get into here later. Do you concur with my definition?
I'm gonna be a little bit more philosophical here, Phil.
Okay,
I
good, good.
think addiction is when you cannot prevent yourself from making poor choices that affect
Mm.
you and the people around you in the context of some kind of guilty pleasure.
Now, does it have to affect others in order for it to count as an addiction, or is that just a byproduct?
For sure, and I
Okay.
would, I'll talk a little bit about this later, but I just wanted to broaden it because it's not just not being able to help yourself from doing something. It can also be, the choices that you make around doing a certain thing, and I'll get to that later when we talk about some of our own addictions.
Phenomenal. All right, let's start with some crazy addictions that we have found in the world. I've got one. Uh, the biggest one, of course, coming from my strange addiction. The one that I found was many people, of course, keeping the ashes of loved ones who have passed. But a woman who was on the show named Casey was so distraught by the death of her husband that she carries around his urn wherever she goes, while that is enough to upset her family just by that, by thinking that she's harboring in there, she's been slowly eating his remains as time has gone by. Just touch the finger, dip it in, almost like, you remember those baby bottle pops, where you just dip it in there and then you
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Jeez, wow, that is special. Wow.
absolutely. It's what he
You
would have
know, I
wanted, though.
just yeah, maybe. All right, I got one. I love this is a quote. I love smelling petrol. It is not weird for me to go to a petrol pump just to smell it.
Now wait, you're saying you, David Hoffman?
No, no, no. This is a quote. This is
Oh,
a
yes,
quote.
yes, yes. I actually agree with that. I agree. I'm not addicted to it to where, like, whatever, but whenever I go to the gas station, I love it whenever I do smell gasoline.
I like the smell of petroleum, but I don't go to the pump to smell it. You know what I mean?
It's close to the same smell as, like, a Sharpie, right? Like, it's in that realm. It kind of
I'm
it's got
not
that
wild about a smell of Sharpie, but no, I wouldn't say they're the same.
they're
I think
similar?
there's quite a difference there.
Yeah, okay.
Agree to disagree. I
Yes,
like the
absolutely.
smell, but I'm not gonna go up to a pump, like, pull it out and smell it. You know what I mean?
I'm
All right.
I'm close, I'm close. I do enjoy it rather much.
And I've got one more that actually think is more interesting than anything. It's more sciencey. That you can actually get addicted to rejection. I know that sounds strange, but contrary to what
Rejection.
most people might expect, there are people who get addicted to rejection and specifically the psychological response that their brain has to feeling rejected. And this usually amounts to like increased motivation or empowerment through feeling rejected. And then I don't know, I guess you come back stronger. And that is actually a recognized addiction, addiction to rejection.
Hmm. That's fascinating. I do think that they leave scarring memories, but for me, whenever it's been rejection, I don't find that to be a feeling that I would like to continue to happen to me time after time. You, David, have you ever
No,
thought like, "Oh, you
no,
know
I
what?
I
It kind of feels
can't
good."
relate,
Yeah, I
can't
can't
relate,
relate
but
whatsoever.
maybe down there, like, maybe just haven't gotten rejected hard enough.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? If it's like somebody really famous, like Margot Robbie, were to just walk up and just slap you, not even just say no, but just to slap you for even asking her what her name is or whatever. I don't know. All right,
Mm.
let's go to the next part, which I think you came up with, and it's absolutely fascinating. I love this. Go ahead and present us with the next sequence.
Before we talk about our own, as in our specifically each other, like, our
Yes,
own addictions, I thought we
going to
could, identify
confessions.
some things
Yes,
that we think the other person is addicted to.
yes, absolutely. Would you like me to start, David?
I go ahead and start.
I wanted to put this on because I don't think you are, but in another life, I think you would have been a smoker. You would have been addicted to smoking, and might I say, it's a good look on you. It's a good look on you, but not for your lungs. Um,
Obviously not. Yeah, definitely something that I know I would get addicted to in a heartbeat
hmm.
if I had ever tried it, but I've never touched a cigarette or I never smoked a cigarette. I've touched one, obviously, but I owe that to my dad because he was a smoker, and if I were ever to smoke, then I would be the giantest hypocrite ever to have lived
Mm,
because of all the crap that I gave him.
fair
But
enough.
he's not a smoker anymore. I should say that.
Oh, that's good. Good for him. Good for
Yeah,
Mr. Hoffman.
he's been clean for a long time.
So this is my fun one. This is my fun one. I bet that you are addicted to trimming. I think every day there's at least one trim you do, and you never let a day go by without one little snip somewhere. Maybe it's a nose hair, maybe the beard's looking fine. Of course, there is the beard. Maybe it's just maybe there's something in the hedges and the bushes that you want to go on. Maybe it's a excessive hair that you need to trim. But I think you're addicted to trimming.
You know, I wouldn't say every day, but you're not entirely wrong. You're not entirely wrong.
Yes. All right, your
All
guess.
right, mine for you is I would skip over video games because it's a little too
It's easy.
obvious. I
Yeah.
think you are based on when we used to hang out in person back in Los Angeles. I think
Uh,
you are addicted to ramen.
ooh, I would say. That's so tough. That's so tough because I do like it, but I don't know that I'm addicted to it. I just find it to be accessible. Like if I had all the money in the world, I don't think I would eat ramen. Like I'd eat ramen like once a year.
All right,
So
but
it
I'll say
does that
this.
count?
You're you're addicted to the ease of making and consuming ramen.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I do
You
like how easy it
you
is to
don't
just set it and
often
get it.
put more effort into cooking your dinner, well, at least when from what I saw.
No, no, I'm not. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. I would go with
And
that. I
then
do like an ease.
okay, alright, and then the other one is pretty clear already, sports stats. You gotta stop, Phil. It's only hurting you and everyone around you. Stop with the sports statistics, okay?
It's true. It's true. They do exist, and anytime anybody asks or doesn't ask, I just kind of just pop one out. My last one here that I think you have. I think you suffer an addiction to being right or being correct. I think
Uh,
you enjoy that feeling of wanting to hear the validation of being correct, and it gives you jubilation in your giblets. I think you love it, and self-admittedly, I like it too. Let's move along to the next one. Now, let us list, David. Let's start with you. Why don't we just? I have about three. I have three addictions that I feel confident enough to list in. There are many many vices upon which I would probably be the first to tell you I do feel like I have an addictive personality, but I at least recognize it. Thus, why I have not done meth yet. But let's find out. Maybe David is addicted, and I don't know this yet. Let's find out. You go first, David. What
alright,
is your
I
first
too
addiction?
have an addictive personality. I've never found myself addicted to, for example, alcohol. I do drink, but I've never found myself ever reliant on it. I'm very grateful for that. But I do have an addictive personality to certain things. The first thing I have is hoarding. I hoard. Like I don't throw stuff away. If I can attach any sentimental value whatsoever to it, then I'm keeping it. I ain't throwing it away. It's staying. So yeah, hoarding is my first one.
I considered that too. But the problem is, and I don't know if you're this same way, but I am very picky about what enters into that conundrum because, again, I'm aware of
Mm,
that. So, therefore, anytime I'm like thinking, oh, let's bring in some new clothes, I don't really shop for clothes that much because I'm like, I know I'll keep it till it's like freaking got 20 holes in it or something or shoes. It's only recently, David, you don't even know this, but only recently that those pair of shoes that you knew that I wore everywhere, that I finally threw them out. It's only recently. I've had those for like 5 years. So I mean, whenever something enters into my world, it pretty much stays there. So being aware of that, I try to keep it out. So I'm like a minimalist hoarder. I don't know what it is, but I agree with you. That is something that is a shared addiction, my friend. My first one, and you would know this, I think anybody who knows me has gone out with me in any capacity that there is an ordering system. I'm addicted to Arnold Palmer's. I'm addicted to Arnold Palmer's. Now, to be fair, it's in part due to medical reasons. I can't drink soda or any carbonated drinks nor alcohol. So my drinking options are limited already. So if ever we were to go on a challenge or something, probably Arnold Palmer's would be an incredibly tough challenge because I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but whenever your options are that limited, Arnold Palmer's is
yeah.
something I am addicted to. I drink them just like they're life water. Oh, love it.
My next one is pasta or pretty much all Italian food. If there's one thing that anyone who's ever lived with me or been over to my place a lot, they'll know that I make a lot of pasta. And when I go out to eat, I will usually prefer pizza, So Italian food is my weakness. I will say I do run off the carbs. As if you know, I've listened to this podcast since the beginning, you know that I run a lot. So there you go.
Yeah, another one for when we were going to guess each other's addictions. I was going to guess running, but again, felt too easy. Felt like a gimme. So, I'm curious. Do you have any addictions for like restaurants or anything? Because I know I'm addicted to like In and Out. Again, if you know me, you know I'm addicted to In and Out. And
I
then
mean,
also,
in LA, yeah, In and Out was a big one, and also 800 Degrees Pizza in Los Angeles. Oh, I miss it so
yes,
much.
yes,
I
I
miss it
remember.
so
Yes, you
much.
brought me there. Yes. I don't know about you, but I get like addicted to foods for like 3 months. Like there was a phase in my life
Mm.
where I had a meatball sub at least like twice a week. every day in high school, or not twice a day, twice a week, every week in high school. Like there is like nearly senior year was what that was, or like back ever since I came back home, horchata. That was like a 5 month addiction that I just every day I just had a horchata. Anyways, for me, I'm not going to limit it to even just video games. I'm going to just say games slash competition. I am very much
Yeah.
a games and competition addictee. I like playing games. I like to win games. I like the thrill of a competition, and I like to learn new games. I think that that's also something too. I know that whenever I introduce games to other people, I think my number one, this would be another podcast, but a pet peeve of mine is always that when explaining the rules of a game, yes, I understand that it can be a lot, but I'm the type of person, especially as a competitor, I want to know all the rules so that way I can use them either to my advantage or so I don't lose because of them. So that's something to where I love and am addicted to games and competition. But again, in knowing that, I try not to be a poor sport. My last addictive personality trait, I need need, David, to keep charging things. I need to make sure that things are like once my phone gets to 70%, I'm wonked out. Like if you know me, I have a backup. My case is a backup battery because I want to make sure that in case I ever get to a point that I'm like 69% and below, I can just pop a charge in. Whenever right now, we're not even using my phone. I have it charged in. I think it's at 100%. It's charging right now. I can't stop. I have a backup battery in my backpack. I have a backup battery for my laptop. I love to charge things. I need it charged just in case. Maybe it's an addictiveness to preparedness, but I don't know what it is. Charging is so therapeutic to me.
You really got a knot, man. You shouldn't leave your phone plugged in after it reaches even after it reaches 95%. You should usually if you can afford to unplug it at 95, it's better for the battery. But anyway, my last one, and I will not give details here. I just want to say that this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that it's about the decisions that you make around this thing, because I don't think too much of this is ever bad, but it's about the decisions that you make surrounding this. Mom, mute the thing for a second. My last one is sex addiction. Completely guilty of it. And that's it for details. Moving on.
Fair enough. But that was your last one. That was your last addiction.
That is my last one. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Let us move along. Speaking of sex, to bite me. We've got lots of opinions, David. Both of us have lots of opinions. Some of them may be unpopular. That's okay. But you know what? If you disagree with those, you can go ahead and bite me. That's how we feel about this. And that's our segment this week. Of course, I will give it to you, David. You get to go first. What is your
Okay.
unpopular opinion?
So on when you text, your phone automatically capitalizes stuff
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can turn that off. And I just can't stand when I'm texting someone and they have it turned off, because I don't know, they think that it makes them seem more edgy or cool, or like I don't need to capitalize stuff because that's so like that's so I don't want to be part of society because I don't capitalize my letters, right? I just like to be lowercase all day, man. I can't stand it. It's dumb. All right, just why would you go through the effort to go and turn off that setting just so that you can see? I don't know. Is that appealing? All your stuff is not capitalized. It's incorrect. Why? Bite me, okay?
Um, my strong opinion of the week. If you are a person who smells or does not have a great sense of smell to tell when you do indeed smell, and that's a lot of people in my life, I realize a lot of people don't have a strong sense of smell, or maybe I just have a better sense of smell than the rest of us. I don't know. Regardless, if that applies to you, you have lost your ability to hug other people, myself included. Bite me.
I like that one. following on from our main topic, we're still talking about addictions, but this time in a much more positive sense. We want to talk about the addictions that we wish we had or want to have. And so, Phil, this time you can go first.
Phenomenal. The one that I wish that we both had, we're pretty much already there. Have you ever watched Frasier, David?
No, I haven't.
No, you should. I think it would very much appeal to you, and it's like a top 3 TV show for me of all time. But again, that one's more of a favorite than I think it's
Hmm.
unquestionable. Like Breaking Bad, it's unquestionable that it's just like the best show of all time. But what made that show so good is that the main characters, Niles and Frasier, were bougie, and they knew it and admitted it that that's what they were. They just that they knew that. So I think we should live in that. We are too a little bougie. We can be. We have those tendencies. So I think if we're going to do that, we should own it. I think that we should be addicted to acai because no person who like loves acai is not bougie for one, and two does not own it. It's like, oh, have you
I
tried
do
acai?
I do love acai.
So there we go. Maybe I just need to get on that addiction. But it's just like, oh
Yeah.
man, you know where we should have lunch? The acai bowl.
Yeah, there was a great acai place in Hollywood, right next to the Pantages Theater. If you live in LA, go check it out.
All right, so maybe I
And
just need to catch up with you.
mine,
But yes, what addictions should we share, David?
I honestly think, like, I run a lot and I keep fit, but man, I wish I worked out more. And there are people who are like, "Oh man, if I don't go to the gym, I feel like, oh, I can't, I feel like crap, and I just like I feel so lazy. I need to go to the gym every day at least for an hour." Now, I don't know about every day, but I do wish that I was addicted to going to the gym in that that forced me to do it regularly, because right now I sort of do it every now and then, or I do a strength workout, and I just wish I did that more. And I'm going to tag along there, eating vegetables, man. I don't eat enough vegetables. I wish I had some subconscious thing like driving me to eat more vegetables.
We have arrived at the game segment of the week. And of course, what type of game would it be if we did not have a wonderful guest joining us? And today we are privileged, we are honored, we are respectably and humbly inviting Aaron into our lives and into our game and into the podcast. Aaron, welcome back, my friend. Welcome
Thank
back.
you. Of course. All the accolades. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Of course, what type of game would it be if we did not preface it with 3 questions? Of course, Aaron, since you are my guest, technically, we will have David go first because he gets 2 of these and I get 1 of these. So, David, take it away.
All right, Aaron, it's lovely to see you again. My first question for you is, what was your first car, if you've ever had a car, and how did you come to own it?
It's funny that you asked that. I don't drive. I've never driven. I never learned how. Um,
Okay. On the fly. What what about your most memorable bicycle? Did you ever have a bicycle?
no, I've never learned. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've had a bicycle. Yeah, no, I had
God, you had
like
me
a
stressed out there for a second.
no. It was like this like poison kind of green little like little bike. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. That's a wonderful answer, and you're welcome.
Oh,
Right.
yes, thank you.
Oh man. All right, my question, one hopefully that you can answer. Aaron, do you have someone you would consider a nemesis in life? What made them turn into your nemesis if so? But if not, greatest movie villain you can think of.
Okay, so no, I don't have a nemesis. I'm a grown man. Um, in high
Okay.
school though, there was a guy who would always one up me. If I got like a 96, he would get like a 98, and we carried that like rivalry through, our whole high school career. But best movie villain to date at the moment for me would probably be I just watched Cruella, and the performance that Emma Thompson turns in as the
Oh,
Baroness is is of legend. It'll be the stuff that goes down in history.
wow.
Have you guys seen it?
I have not
I
yet.
haven't seen it, but it just got free on
Yes.
Disney. So I'm now looking to look
It's just
watch
the
it.
gayest thing you've ever seen, but she turns into something will go down in history.
That's hilarious. Is it does it rival Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada?
It really, really does.
Like is it that
Well,
close?
Meryl's performance, it's like it's a masterclass of its own, but
Of
the
course.
way the Baroness is written and how Emma Thompson delivers those lines is just it's next level. Yeah. So they're
All
two
right.
separate heads of, or two trains of thought,
Right. Two different seams of the same
Very that.
cloth. Go ahead, David.
All right, my second question, this one you definitely can answer. If you could go on a cruise with two celebrities, with whom would you go?
Do they have to be alive or dead? Or living or dead?
I'm going to say they have to be alive.
They have to be alive. If I could go on okay.
You got to be with them for like a week.
Um,
So keep that in mind.
okay. You know what? Stanley
That's
Tucci.
true.
Okay.
Oh, God bless. Speaking of the Devil Wears
Stanley
Prada,
Tucci,
wonderful man.
absolutely. And
Wonderful
I would
man.
just like to suck all the knowledge out of his head because he's just dripping with, little
For
morsels.
sure.
Um,
For sure.
Yes,
and you know
yes.
what? I've been watching Ted Lasso recently, and I think Jason
Oh, me
Sudeikis
too.
would be just a thrill.
Very
I've
good.
heard nothing but good things about that show. Nothing but
There are
good
nothing
things.
but good things
I aim
to
to
be
watch.
said about that show. So,
You know what? I should have chosen
yeah.
like two casting directors or something like that, but oh, I know.
Yeah.
You've got a week with me. Love me.
Yeah, that could go either way. That could go either way.
We move along to David. Why don't you explain your game for this week that we shall be playing to the death?
All right, I'm not going to pretend that this idea was novel or fantastic at all, but I realized that there's one sort of base game idea that we'd never explored before, and that was 20 questions
Um,
or that kind of idea at least. So, essentially, I'm going to name a thing or not name a thing. I have a thing in mind. I'm not going to name it. See, I'm just terribly explaining this game of mine, and you guys are going to take it in turns. You're going to ask a question, and then you're going to make a guess. And as we go along, those guesses will become more and more educated, so to speak. And so each person will take it in turns having a guess, and eventually someone will get it right. And the person who gets it right wins. And we will see how
Oh,
long this takes. And if it doesn't take too long, then we might do best out of 3.
all right.
Sound good? All
phenomenal.
right. I would love to go first. Phil, do you mind?
I do not mind. How about we pause right here? And what we will do is give you, the listener, a chance to know ahead of time what it is me and Aaron will be guessing. So, right here, David will whisper into your little ear holes what it is that he is going to be having us guess towards. Right here. If you do not wish to hear, go ahead and just take out your earphones for like 5 seconds. Here we go.
The word is moose.
All right. Very interesting word, David. Not like we heard it whatsoever. But let us begin. Aaron, you start us out. You get your first question and guess. We get unlimited guesses, right, David?
Well, you get one guess per question.
Per per question. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we'll keep guessing until we get it right. That's the way I want to play this. So,
Okay.
Cool.
Aaron, since you're the guest, I will allow you the advantage, or I don't even know if it's an advantage, but I'll let you go first.
Okay. Is it a person?
No.
Okay.
Glad you asked that because I will say all your questions should be yes or no, but I'm sure you guys know that already.
Absolutely. Is it a place?
No.
Is it a movie?
No.
Is it something a person could wield?
No. Whenever you want, you can start taking guesses after you ask your questions.
I'm
Yeah.
not there.
I've
Okay.
not
I'm
even
just
opened
letting you
up.
know.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
we
you.
are on Aaron.
Let's see here. Does it have a franchise associated with it?
No.
Does it smell? Actually, can I take that back? Does it have a specific smell associated with it?
Potentially?
Okay.
Can you eat it?
Yes.
Can it make babies?
Yes.
Is it a mammal?
Yes.
Might have a smell. Make babies. Is it warm-blooded?
Yes, as are all mammals.
Most mammals. Yeah.
Good, good, good. Testing you. Testing you, my friend.
Would it be found in a local zoo?
Probably not, but possibly. Yeah.
Is it hunted by anything?
Yes.
Would it be found in a local aquarium?
No.
Is it a specific thing? Is there only one of these in existence?
Oh, I did
Oh,
not know what you meant by that. No,
yeah.
Are there several species of this thing?
I don't think so.
Oh my god, did we? We might have asked this already, but is it fictionalized or
No,
I guess is it real?
it's real.
No, it's not fictional. Okay, it's real.
Does it have wings?
No,
Does it have 2 legs?
no,
Is it bipedal?
no,
Do people are people scared of it?
not usually.
Is it a dog?
No, it's not. And just to be clear, you can ask a question and then make a guess.
Okay.
So, okay, so just for future, your
I
guess
gotcha.
doesn't have to be your question. Phil, go ahead.
Do people think it's cute?
Yeah, probably, possibly. I don't know.
Is it a panda?
No, it's not a panda.
Can people keep this thing as a pet?
No,
Will this thing attack others?
it could if it felt threatened, I suppose.
Is it an anteater?
No.
I don't know.
Would this thing be found on the continent of Africa?
No.
Does this thing swim at all?
No.
Is it a wild animal?
Yes.
Is it found in warm climates?
No.
Is it a forest dwelling creature?
Yes. Do you have a guess, Aaron?
No. I mean,
No,
no.
not yet.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Phil.
Is it a pack animal?
No.
Is it larger than a wolf?
Yes.
I have a guess. Is it a bear?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did you say bear?
Yeah.
No, I think for powwow that would be too obvious. No.
All right, I'll have a guess after this, but let me just ask something. Does it eat meat?
No.
Is it uh is it a tiger? No. Right.
No.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Is it
A vegetarian tiger, maybe?
Yes.
is it strictly an herbivore?
Yeah, as far as I know, yes.
Does it only have 4 legs?
Yes.
Is it a cow?
No.
Is it Oh, wow. Does it have antlers?
Yes.
I think it might be an elk.
No.
Is this animal found in Brother Bear?
Yes.
Is it a moose?
It's a moose.
Oh! Oh my
Oh.
god.
I think there's mostly a philosophical difference between an elk and a moose, but unfortunately, moose is what I had written down. Sorry, Aaron.
I was
You
gonna go
were
on a caribou, deer,
yeah,
journey at the
yeah.
middle.
I think I speak for all of us when we say 1. 1, is that fine?
Yes, I think one will be fine.
1 shall suffice. Okay, fantastic. We move along to my iteration of this game,
All
and let
right.
us give pause here for 1 second for me to state what my item or thing or person is. I don't know. My
You're
whatever it is.
yeah.
The word is rubber ducky. Ooh, you guys tingling with excitement?
I am.
All right, first, yes, tingle away. Aaron, tingle with me.
Okay. I've been tingling since we started, but okay.
He's in a permanent state of tingle.
It's the chlamydia.
Tingle lessons.
Oh no.
Aaron, your question first.
Is this a fictional thing?
No.
Is it an object that you can hold in your hand?
Yes.
Is it
Can I take a guess? I'm gonna guess a pencil.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yes, you can take a guess. No, it's not a
Okay.
pencil.
Okay, cool.
could I buy it on Amazon?
Yes.
Would you find it in an office?
Standard, no. No, I doubt. No.
Would you find it in a kitchen?
No.
Would you use it on a farm?
No.
Would I find it in a working office, like a business office?
No.
Okay.
Can you eat it?
No.
Is it some sort of utensil?
No.
Is it a toy?
Yes.
I want to guess Rubik's Cube.
No.
Is it one of those inertia ball? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me ask a question. Is it larger than a 6 by 6 by 6 cube?
Yes. Usually. Yes.
Is it a bop it?
No.
Okay.
Is it used in any sport?
No.
Okay.
Just to be clear, 6x6. Can you hold 6x6x6?
Yeah.
Like in
This is
yeah.
not a visual medium, but I'm holding up a lovely
No.
candle.
And that's about
Yeah.
6. Oh, okay. Yeah, then it's slightly bigger than
Okay.
that. Yes. Anyways, go back to Aaron, I'm sorry.
Let's see here. Is it a popular children's toy?
Yes.
Is it inspired by any popular franchise?
Rephrase the question because I just want to make sure
Is it a
I'm
toy
understanding correctly.
associated with a movie franchise or a TV, Power Rangers, whatever? Is it associated with a
I see.
larger franchise?
Yes.
Is it a video game? Oh, I'm sorry, David. Did you have a guess?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Is it a video game?
No.
Okay.
Is it more expensive than $15?
No. Not usually, but no.
Is it less expensive than $10?
Usually, yes.
Is it round?
I think when the answer comes out, you would argue yes. So I would go yes.
My guess would be maybe a Pokeball.
No.
Is it used in a sport? I think David asked a question similar earlier, but is it used in a sport?
No.
Okay.
Does it resemble a weapon of some kind?
No.
Can you play audio through this device?
Yes.
Is it a Bluetooth speaker of some sort?
No.
Okay.
Does it resemble a character?
No.
Was
I
it
was gonna
featured-
guess a Woody with the drawstring.
there are electrical components to it, yes?
No.
No.
Is it notably heavy?
No.
Is it a gendered toy? Would society consider it a boy or girl toy?
No.
Okay.
We're very understanding on the podcast. No.
Does it resemble a vehicle?
No.
Does it bounce?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Is it meant for use in the water?
Yes.
Is it a pool noodle?
No.
Oh no.
Does it float?
Yes.
Was it a toy boat?
No.
Do you blow air into it?
No.
What? Okay. Is it a fishing rod?
No. Oh my God.
I don't
Phil,
know.
evil genius. Is it made of a porous, spongy material?
No. I will say, not like I'm giving clues or anything, but I can assure you both, you do know what this is.
Well, I would like to put forward a guess. Is it
Oh,
a rubber duck?
it is. It is
Ah.
indeed a rubber ducky.
Oh,
That was the
God.
next thing on my mind. There
we go. We have reached it. Now, to be fair, again, when you so a couple points of clarifications here. When you said it's round, would you not consider that round?
It's got a
I mean,
curvature,
more.
but, you know.
Okay,
It's
cool.
duck
So
shaped.
that was the one.
It's duck
Right.
shaped.
So, but it's like
No.
Well, when you say is it round? No. Okay.
I don't
Fair
think
enough.
so. I mean, I can see how you got there, but no, I don't think so.
Does it emit audio? Yes. The wheezing of a duck. What else? What else?
Well,
Does
I
it
was thinking
float?
like
Obviously,
I was thinking a Bluetooth, like kind of like a JBL speaker or something, you know.
I could tell that that's where you were going, but I also had to honor the question of like, yes, it does squeak. And then is it associated with anything? It's heavily associated with Sesame Street, so that's where I was going, even though it's not
Gotcha. Yeah, you see, like
there.
sometimes the questions can confuse you more than they help you, though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Correct. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Aaron, for joining us on the inaugural voyage of that game that we may never
we
see
played
again.
again. Yeah.
But, yes. But hey, it was a learning experience for every single one of us. Aaron, thank you so much. Please tell the people where they can find more of you, maybe riding a rubber ducky enlarged that you could find on Amazon.
So there are things in the works at the moment. There's currently nothing on the schedule, but there are some callbacks for things that may be happening in the new
Ooh.
year. So yeah,
Well,
keep
break
your
a
ear to the
leg.
ground. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. And we will go along to something more slappy. And with that win for me, I move up to a record of 11 and 18, while David gets an L and dwindles his lead down to a 13 and 16 record overall. Woohoo!
That slaps. And this week, I am going with a TV show, which is a rare thing on That Slaps, but I could not help myself because this week I started watching Ted Lasso, and I believe it's won some Emmys. I do not follow the Emmys very closely, but it is very good. I am just about done with season one. I think I've got one episode left, and it's so feel good. It's so enjoyable in a way that no other show is really capturing at this moment that I've seen. But I really recommend it. Ted Lasso, it slaps.
Phenomenal. You have a TV show. Last week, I had a TV show. This week, I'm going to bring us back to the world and realm of music. So get out your Spotify playlist and get ready to add this. David, I'm going to go with, and on theme, on brand of this week's episode, Addicted to You by Avicii. That slaps.
Thank you so much for listening. And we have a few other thank yous to dish out here. First of all, thank you to Cass and Crossland and to Jake Corlang for the music that you hear on this show.
Thank you to Tara Amstutz for her wonderful graphical design work, as well as Josh Hans for his wonderful musical interludes that you can find scattered throughout the entire podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And remember to tune in every week. We're releasing on Fridays. You can find us on social media at POWWOW_podcast. You'll see some promo videos on there so you can actually see what we look like. And we really are truly quite beautiful. And also, we do often post some fun interactive things on our stories. So definitely check us out on there. And we will see you next week.
Like, oh my God, Kendall, did you try that new acai flavor? Oh no, I did not. What is the flavor called? It's very, very delicious.